This presentation is for the parents in the Bering Strait region communities who are eligible for Kawerak child care assistance and have relatives who are tribally approved relative providers. You will learn how the parents, tribally approved relative providers, and Kawerak work together for quality child care in our region. To be eligible for Kawerak child care assistance, a parent or guardian must be a tribal member in the Bering Strait region. You need to have at least one child under the age of 13 or have a child with a documented and diagnosed disability who is under the age of 19. You must reside in the Bering Strait region, and your child or children must be living in your household. In addition, parent eligibility is based on the need for child care. This requires parents to be working for wages either full-time or part-time. If unemployed, then parents can be seeking employment for up to 8 hours a day for a maximum of 90 days. This can be extended on a case-by-case basis. Parents attending an education program or job training and meet requirements for child care assistance are eligible. Families may be eligible for child care assistance when temporarily relocating outside the Bering Strait region within Alaska to attend full-time college, vocational, or job training. Please watch the video on parents and licensed providers for more information. Parents engaging in subsistence activities such as harvesting, gathering, hunting, and fishing for a minimum of 20 hours a week are eligible. Children in protective services are eligible for child care assistance, such as foster parents, children in kinship care, children whose parents may be in a rehabilitation program, teenage parents, or a family experiencing homelessness. A parent with a documented disability is eligible for child care assistance. Parents with a child who has a diagnosed disability by a licensed professional are also eligible for child care assistance. To apply for Kawerak child care assistance, parents need to complete the Kawerak child care assistance application, Kawerak's Education, Employment, and Supportive Services, or EESS intake form, release of information, and provide copies of each parent's government-issued ID. For each child that is eligible for child care assistance, please submit a copy of the child's birth certificate and proof of tribal enrollment. If applicable, please submit proof of child custody, such as a court order, affidavit, or legal statement. If applicable, a copy of your child's diagnosed disability documented by a licensed professional. As part of the eligibility verification, parents who need child care for an educational program or training will need to submit a copy of your current or future school schedule that includes the school name and classes you are registered to attend. Parents or guardians can work with Kawerak child care staff to verify protective services. A copy of the parent's or the child's diagnosed disability documented by a licensed professional may be submitted for eligibility verification. All parents will have income verified to determine the amount of the parent copay or the parent contribution towards child care payment. Income verification is based on total gross income by family size. Parents who are employed will submit their 2 most recent pay stubs. If you're recently hired or volunteering at a program, then an employment verification form can be submitted. If you are self-employed, then you may submit your recent 1040 income tax statement. If applicable, you will submit your child support information as well. Only completed applications will be processed for child care assistance determination. Eligible families may be approved to receive child care services for 12 months with the exception of job search activities. Parents seeking employment may be approved for job search activities for up to 90 days. This can be extended on a case-by-case basis. After 11 months, parents need to reapply for child care subsidy by completing a renewal application to keep uninterrupted child care services. That includes verifying eligibility for child care, as well as income verification to determine the parent's copay amount, if any. If you are approved for child care assistance, then you will be notified in person or by phone within 10 working days of your subsidy approval. A written letter of child care approval will be sent that states the maximum subsidy amount Kawerak Child Care Services will pay, and a family copay amount as determined for your family contribution, if applicable. You will be eligible to use your subsidy for a tribally approved relative provider. If you have a family member who is willing to become a provider, then he or she may go through the process of becoming a tribally approved relative provider. A waiting list may be maintained by Kawerak Child Care Services. This occurs when there are no approved providers in the community for child care, or due to the availability of child care funds. Only completed applications will be placed on the wait list, and it will be a first-come, first-served basis, with the exception of priority family households, such as families eligible for protective services. Once your application is eligible for child care assistance, then you will be notified. The parent or guardian must ensure that the information on the filed application is up to date. When an application review results in a determination of ineligibility for child care assistance, then the reason for denial will be noted. A notice of ineligibility will be sent to the applicant within 10 working days. All denied applications will be kept on file for 1 year. Some reasons for ineligibility include failure to provide income verification or employment verification, failure to meet school or work requirements, there is a non-working adult at home or a student of age who can provide child care, the family is over income, or the family is living outside of the Bering Strait region. Primary and secondary providers need to be approved by Kawerak Child Care Services. Both may apply to become a tribally approved relative provider to be eligible for child care subsidy. Those providers who are not approved by Kawerak Child Care Services will be paid solely from the parents and not with Kawerak subsidy child care assistance. Secondary providers provide child care for the eligible family when their primary provider is not available. The secondary provider may provide up to 5 days of child care services per month if the primary provider is not available. Once you have approval for child care assistance and you have a primary tribally approved relative provider, you may begin child care services. As a parent, you will be verifying your provider's attendance log. These written records are the responsibility of the provider. However, you will be verifying the arrival and departure times of your child each day by signing your initials. Each month, your tribally approved relative provider will submit an original provider timesheet that reflects the hours from the provider attendance log. Parents will sign the timesheet verifying the hours for child care. Providers are paid daily rates. If your child does not need child care on a day, then no hours would be documented. Providers may turn in their timesheets on any day in a month, but Kawerak Child Care staff will review timesheets for processing on the 15th and the last day of each month. You will need to complete written records using the Activity Assurance Log. Parents approved for job search activities, subsistence activities, or self-employment will need to submit the Activity Assurance Log. This log is turned in to Kawerak Child Care staff each month and will coincide with your provider's attendance log and provider timesheet. As a parent eligible for child care subsidy, you agree to not misrepresent facts for child care payments. If any payments were received in error to your provider, then these benefits must be repaid to Kawerak Child Care. Misrepresentation may result in denial of further participation in the child care program. There are times when parents' eligibility status changes and would require notifying Kawerak Child Care Services. These status changes include a change in job status, which could affect your copay amount. Parents who report a loss of job will be eligible for child care assistance for job search activities. Child care assistance may be approved for job search activities for up to 8 hours a day for 90 days. If protective services are needed, then these children are given priority. Some examples of protective services include foster care, homelessness, parents attending a rehabilitation program, or kinship care. If any of these changes occur in your family, contact Kawerak Child Care staff for assistance. Kawerak Child Care Assistance begins with the initial application process. Your eligibility and income will be verified. Once you are approved for child care subsidy, then you may work with your tribally approved relative provider for child care. Parents will initial and sign the provider's attendance log and original provider timesheet. Parents seeking employment, engaging in subsistence activities, or self-employed will complete an activity assurance log each month. You will inform Kawerak Child Care Services of any status changes if they apply. And after 11 months, you will complete a renewal application so child care services are uninterrupted. Thank you, Quiana, for working with Kawerak Child Care Services for quality child care in our communities.